Feed the family for $10 in 2025. Tall order? Maybe not. Hey friends, welcome back to our place. Today I'm sharing with you not one, not two, but three family meals that I made for under $10 to serve a family of four. So I went to the grocery store, I went to Woolies, I had a budget of $30 to come up with three family-sized meals that makes them come out at $10 each, or an average of $2.50 per serve, which in today's economic climate could be a little bit of a challenge. I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit nervous about this one, but actually, what we pulled off was some delicious meals that I cannot wait to share with you. They are actually some of our favorites that are definitely going into rotation, and we saved a buck by doing so. So without further ado, how about I show you what I picked up from Woolies for under $30, and then we'll get into the meals and what the family thought. And this is my little grocery haul. It came in at just under $30, so very happy about that. And I've picked up a 200 gram bag of mixed leaf, a 120 gram of baby spinach, a whole cauliflower. We have a tin of chickpeas, tin of lentils, and a tin of black beans. And I also have a tin of corn kernels as well. A block of firm tofu, a 12 pack of the white corn tortillas, they are gluten-free, some alfalfa sprouts, a bag of shredded coleslaw, a cucumber, red onion, and a bag of pre-made rice. I was being a little bit lazy with this one. I could have bought a 1 kilo bag of brown rice for the exact same price, but this is going to save me cooking because it's hot. It's not doing anything different to the budget. The only thing is that if I bought the 1 kilo bag of rice, I would have leftover rice to cook next week. But this is showing you exactly what I'm going to make. I'm going to use all of this up, and we're going to feed the family for under $30. For our first dinner, we're going to need 1 can of black beans, 1 can of corn kernels, a packet of tortillas. I'm using the white corn ones, which are gluten-free, but you can use whichever ones you want, half a red onion, and a packet of coleslaw shred. You might also want to include some taco seasoning, some salsa, some cheese, and perhaps some mayonnaise if you have some as well, but these are completely optional. While I get a little bit of ingredient prep done, I just wanted to say, if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I hope you enjoy what you find here. A little bit about me that's probably important to know. First of all, I do follow a whole food plant-based diet, and my family is pretty much along for the ride. They're probably 80% whole food plant-based as well. But the other thing, probably the most important thing, is we actually live in our caravan full-time. So that does mean that meal prep and cooking takes a little bit of a different order sometimes at our place. I like to get all of my prep work done first, because my hot plates are actually in underneath my bench. So I've warmed up those tortillas, just keeping them warm in a tea towel, but these hot plates that you can see here are actually under my working bench space. So I do need to do all of my chopping and prepping first before I can start cooking everything. These tacos are a charred corn and black bean. So I'm actually frying off the corn and the onion first before I mix through the black beans, which I have actually mashed a little bit, which is going to help them stick together and just work better in the taco when we go to heat them up. If you have some taco seasoning or any other seasoning that you like, you can go ahead and add that now. but the charred corn and onion does have a really nice flavor to it anyway, so it's totally optional whether or not you want to include some sort of seasoning. And as always, use the flavors that your family likes. These tacos are just really easy to stuff. I'm just putting in a small amount of the black bean and charred corn before I'm putting them in the air fryer. And this is a super easy way to toast those tortillas, and then we can have our own little stand and stuff tacos, which I am actually going to stuff with the coleslaw. You may notice that the coleslaw is dry, and that's because my daughter really doesn't like mayonnaise, so we tend to have dry salads and then dress them ourselves. And there we go. So we're a family of 3, so we have 3 serves. And we do have a leftover serve, which I will put in the fridge, and somebody will have that for lunch. But it quite easily feeds a family of 4. We keep our coleslaw dry because one of our family members does not like mayo. So if your family likes mayo, you can go ahead and put some salad dressing on there, or each person can just go and add their own. So this is Shan's favorite. He'll probably put some garlic lovers aioli on his. I won't have that because it's not actually plant-based, but I'm going to go for a little bit of this plant-based sriracha mayo. Have a little bit of kick, but everybody will have some kind of condiment in their fridge that they can use depending on what your family likes. But there you go. Quick, easy Taco Tuesday dinner. For this next recipe, I'm going to need 1 tin of lentils, a bag of baby spinach leaf, this one is 120 grams, a whole head of cauliflower, half a red onion, and I'm taking a little bit of a shortcut with the rice. I am actually using the pre-cooked packet rice or microwave rice, whatever you want to call it. This is a 450 gram packet of brown rice that is already cooked. It does serve 4. I am taking a shortcut with this one, so if you would like to just use regular rice and cook it yourself, you are more than welcome to. It is an additional step that you will need to do during this recipe. As far as the costing goes for this challenge, this packet of brown rice was the same price as a 1 kilo bag of brown rice. So as far as the challenge goes, dollar for dollar, it's exactly the same. The difference is I'm only going to get 1 meal out of this, whereas if I had purchased the 1 kilo bag of brown rice and cooked it myself, I would have leftover brown rice for next week. And this is one of the tricky things about doing these types of challenges. Often what is actually more economical in the long run is to buy in bulk. But if we are talking about just the cost for a meal, it actually makes no difference whether or not I buy this packet of rice and use it all up, or I buy the other packet of rice and have some left over for next week. Now in the long run, obviously, it's better to buy the packet of rice and have some left over for next week, because then I don't need to include that in next week's grocery budget. But for the purpose of this challenge, I'm going to save myself a couple of minutes and I'm going to use the microwave rice and take a shortcut. But if I were looking at the long run, I would definitely buy the 1 kilo bag of rice and only use a cup and a half out of it and have some left over for next week. And then I've got some more extra wiggle room in my budget for next week because I won't have to buy rice. Again, some optional extras which you can use if you have them, and you can also adapt to whatever flavors it is that your family prefers, but you might want to look at having some seasonings to put on our cauliflower. And if you like to dress your salads with a salad dressing, then use what you have at home and what you like. One of the things that I love about all 3 of these recipes is that they are so quick and easy, and there is actually very minimal prep with all of these. A little bit of veggie chopping and dicing, but for the most part, these are really simple, quick and easy recipes. These are great for
during the week when we're busy. All of these took me about half an hour to pull together. They are really fast, but they are also really filling and quite nutritious as well. So I am using up an entire head of cauliflower here. And again, if you have some seasoning that you like, go ahead and chuck that on. It's only going to enhance the flavor. If not, you can just cook this. You roast your cauliflower off with a little bit of oil, either in the oven or, as you're going to see shortly, I'm using my air fryer because this really does make the whole thing very, very quick. I air fried this cauliflower for about 25 minutes and then it was completely done. So I like to cook for about 10 minutes, give it a jiggle, see how it's going, and then adjust the time as necessary. 25 minutes was the perfect spot for the amount of cauliflower that I had in my air fryer this time around. Once again, everything's just going straight into the pot, always cooking off the onion first, but this one does not have a lot of moving parts. It really is onion, lentils, and rice is the base. You could throw in whatever veggies you like, and in fact this would work really nicely with a bunch of different roasted veggies. Don't forget that baby spinach as well. Just dump the whole bag in there and let it wilt down. But I'm thinking butternut pumpkin would be fantastic, roast zucchini. As you can see, you could take this in a whole bunch of different ways and it will be absolutely delicious. Keep the cauliflower in there as well. But if you have a few extra dollars in your budget, throw in a few extra veggies. This is absolutely delicious.
And here we are, all served up. Now, unfortunately, Charlotte is not feeling great today, so I have dished up for Shannon and myself, and then we have 2 serves left over for lunch tomorrow. But these are our little spicy cauliflower and lentil rice bowls. I don't put any dressing on these because we all like different dressings, so this way everybody can actually dress their salads or rice bowls, whatever you want to call these, with the flavors that they like. And I just find that works really well for our family, given that we have some people who don't like any kind of dressing. I'm plant-based, and then my husband just eats whatever he wants to eat. The final meal I'm making as part of our $30 challenge is going to be a nice, easy green salad. And we're going to do some toasted tofu bites and some chickpea croutons. So for our salad, I'm just using some 4-leaf mix, some cucumber and some alfalfa. You can use whatever salad ingredients are on special and that your family enjoys. This is a nice mix of things that everybody in our family is happy to eat, and it's going to be a really nice, simple dinner on a hot day. Additional ingredients that you might like to use as well, but again, it's totally optional. Some seasoning for the tofu. You could just use the taco blend in all the recipes that we've used this week, and some salad dressing. And again, you could probably just use the same salad dressing, or you could change it up if you have something different at home that you really enjoy using.
If you've been around my channel for even just a little bit, I'm sure that you have seen me do tofu like this in the air fryer. This is absolutely my favorite way to do tofu. Everybody likes it. It comes out a little bit crispy and crunchy. It's absolutely beautiful. And I've actually converted a few people who think they don't like tofu to liking tofu by cooking it this way in the air fryer. I'm just coating it in a little bit of seasoning. Use what you've got at home and chucking it in the air fryer at 200 degrees for 10 minutes. It is absolutely fantastic. The rest of the salad is pretty straightforward. I am going to air fry the chickpeas as well and turn them into little croutons, but a salad's a salad. I'm just dishing up evenly between our 4 serves all of the salad ingredients that I've got and topping it with the tofu and the crispy croutons, which are absolutely magic. If you have a little bit of garlic salt or garlic and onion, even a little bit of paprika, you can put those on your chickpeas as well. Pop them in your air fryer for 5 minutes and they're going to come out like golden, crispy little croutons. They're absolutely beautiful to put on salads. And if you are gluten-free like me, it is a great way of replacing bread in the croutons and still having something crispy and delicious that sort of pops in your mouth as you're having your salad. And there we have dinner number 3. All that is left now is to dress it if you like to have salad dressing. We have one family member who does not like salad dressing, which is why we keep all of our meals without any kind of dressing, and then everyone can just add what they want. I can have a plant-based sauce. Hubby can have whatever kind of mayonnaise or dressing that he likes, and we keep everybody happy. So we've actually got 4 serves here. 2 are going in the fridge for tomorrow and 2 are for dinner tonight. Well, that was our 3 meals for $30. So coming in at $10 a meal or $2.50 a serve, whichever way you want to look at it. That is some pretty good prices, I think, in 2025. And the great thing was that my family enjoyed all of these meals. Now, a little caveat here at the end to say, obviously, these are meals that my family is going to enjoy eating, and working within the food restrictions and just the personal tastes that each family has. We all have those little quirks that we need to work around, and this is what I fed my family for $30. What I hope is that you found some inspiration and maybe a little bit of encouragement that you can still make cheap, easy, delicious meals on a budget. Yes, even with the prices of groceries that we're seeing at the moment, it is still 100% doable. So as always, I'm not telling you guys this is what you need to eat. I'm just sharing with you what we ate at our place this week, and I hope you find a little bit of inspiration from that. Now, having said that, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, as always, if you could please give it a thumbs up, that really helps me know what kind of content you guys are enjoying and what you'd like to see more of. And if you'd like to see more from me and you haven't already, I do hope you consider hitting that little subscribe button down below. It is the best way to stay up to date with everything that's happening at our place. And I hope to catch up with you in the next video. Until then, take care, my friends, and we'll chat soon. Bye.